All right, let's get to the main event.
Yay!
Yay!
Ding, ding.
I got mail. Yay!
Yay!
This is going to be the first in a series of single album reviews. That some of it is from us, some of it has been crowdsourced. And if you have a suggestion, we invite you to hit up our Facebook.
I got a suggestion.
I got a problem solver too.
Drive through.
Yeah, drive through. Could be drive by. But if you have a suggestion on an album that you would like us to review, feel free to drop us a line on our Facebook. We are, and no genre is off limits. We will, and I'm saying this as the biggest music snob in the room. We will review anything you guys want to throw at us. If you don't want your feelings hurt, be careful, because I'm going to review it honestly. But that being said, the first album we are going to review was suggested to us by my good friend Dennis Ringler. Dennis's favorite band is Slayer, and I can't argue with that. And Dennis's album that he would like us to review is the wonderful album South of Heaven.
Mm-hmm.
Now, a little bit of backstory on South of Heaven. It was released July 5th of 1988. And this is the second album that was produced by Rick Rubin.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he did Hell Awaits. He produced Hell Awaits, and then he produced South of Heaven as the next record. It was mixed by Andy Wallace, who's gone on to do so many great things. He did the latest Ghost record. He just did Gojira's latest record. He just finished up the new Avenged Sevenfold. This is the guy. He comes up to Stroudsburg and
I was going to say, is this the guy up in who uses a studio up in Stroudsburg?
Yes, he uses SoundMind to do his mastering and his final mixes. Andy Wallace, one of the greatest he's become one of the greatest producers in heavy metal.
Mm-hmm.
And this album, it peaked at number 57 on the Billboard charts, believe it or not. And in 1992, in the United States, it was certified gold, which means it sold over 500,000 copies.
Yeah, I read somewhere that Araya said it was a slow burn.
Yeah, it was a slow burn, and this album, it was a lot of it. Kerry King, believe it or not, wasn't happy with a lot of this record.
Correct.
And at the time, he had just gotten married, just moved, so he was kind of disassociated from the whole process. Mm-hmm. So this is largely a Jeff Henneman record, musically. Mm-hmm. And if Dave Lombardo's drums are really pushed up front in the mix.
Yes.
Very drum-heavy mix, which became a Slayer trademark. And, it's a fucking great record. Let's get into it.
It is.
I can't believe when I read that people were mad that it wasn't as fast as Hell Awaits. I'm thinking, how much?
Yeah.
This album, listening to this took me back to high school.
Yeah.
I was transported back to high school.
Yeah. I'm with you because
Oh my God.
this is really the era when I became a Slayer fan too. It opens up with the title track, South of Heaven.
Yes.
Music was by Jeff Henneman. It's got that iconic opening riff.
Yeah.
Okay. That iconic intro, which they kind of repurposed and reworked a little bit later on.
Yeah, and it starts out really slow and it builds.
Yes. But that opening riff, they kind of repurposed and reused that and reworked it a little bit later on Dead Skin Mask.
Okay.
AB the intros to those songs. It's a very similar riff.
Okay.
And the lyrics are written by Tom Araya on this one. Mm-hmm. There's so much fucking goodness in this album. Jeff Henneman's guitar solo is killer. Kerry King's it's a Kerry King solo. You can tell Kerry's solos pretty much anywhere, and it's just so. It's a great way to start a record. It's heavy as hell. You know, just that opening dirge. You know, once the drums come in and the lyrics come in, an unforeseen future nestled somewhere in time, unsuspecting victims, no warnings, no signs. Oh God, it's I fucking love this song so much.
Yes. He wrote this. He wrote this. This was his imagination of what hell would be.
Yes.
This is his perception of it.
Mm-hmm.
Before you see the light, you must die.
Yeah.
It's and you know it always met. I found it strange. You know, Slayer has all this satanic imagery and darkness in their music.
Yes.
Tom Araya is a fucking devout Catholic.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
Yeah, the album cover to this is also, I mean,
Yeah.
the clock towers that all have the Slayer logo on them.
Yeah.
The devils around, the big skull with the upside down cross going through it. Somehow, I don't know how physically that would have happened.
Right. But
beautiful album cover.
Yeah, the cover is great. I mean, Slayer's album art has always been fantastic.
Some of it's a bit.
No, I loved all of it.
All right.
I love all of Slayer's artwork. I just think it really fits the imagery of the band and what the band is trying to put out. The next song, probably my second favorite song on the record. Silent Scream.
The fucking drums in this thing. Oh my
Dave
God.
Lombardo's a beast, isn't he?
They come right at you right out of the gates. That's I remember first, when I was listening to this, that's the first thing that hit me. Fucking drums.
Yeah.
And then the content.
Well, it's got you've got coming out of South of Heaven. It's got just that dissonance ringing out, and then Silent Scream
pops right
in. And like you said, it starts out. You got that little shimmer, little cymbal shimmer, and it fucking right at you. This one, the lyrics once again are Tom Araya's, and the music was written by Jeff Henneman and Kerry King.
Okay.
And this is kind of Tom's take on the abortion issue.
Yes. When I'm listening to this, I'm like, wait a minute. Is this it? And I'm like, oh my God, it is.
Well, the bridge gives the bridge is all you need to know.
Yeah.
Life preordained, humanity maintained, extraction, termination, pains, agonizing stain, embryonic death embedded in your brain, suffocation, strangulation, death is fucking you insane.
Yep.
And keeping
embryonic death embedded in
yeah. I don't have the lyrics and I don't need the lyrics in front of me. Yeah, I don't need them. But yeah, Silent Scream. This is probably my second favorite song on the record. I
couldn't even, honestly, this is one that I couldn't even rank any of them because I so enjoyed listening to this whole album.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there wasn't a single bad track on it. It's a spoiler for me. There ain't a single bad track on it for me.
I agree with you.
This is the first time I think I listened to this beginning to end in a long time.
Me too. And I was like, it took me back. And I was like, I remember listening to this, and I remember me and Rob having those discussions about the songs on this album and how I love South of Heaven. It was my favorite track at the time.
Yeah.
And that hasn't changed. I don't think it's changed.
Well, South of Heaven's not my favorite track.
All right.
Next, we get to Live Undead, another Tom Araya lyrical masterpiece, which is kind of fucked up that they have a song on here called Live Undead when they released an EP earlier called Live Undead. But Live Undead's a great song. It's about becoming the undead, becoming a zombie.
See, I was wondering if it had to do with being buried alive as well.
Kind of, sort of.
Because when it says about, the walls close in on me, nailed shut,
but my eyes still see. Severe anguish as my body evolves, the pain of life after death it resolves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's whoo.
Yeah, this is like, what would happen? What would you be feeling if you're turning into a fucking zombie? Yeah. It's pretty badass if you think about it. It's some wonderful Tom Araya imagery.
Laughing as you eternally rot,
searching for human flesh and life's blood.
Live Undead.
Yep.
Yeah, that's fucking.
Yeah, Jim printed out the lyrics to everything.
Yeah,
I'm cheating.
Oh, that's okay.
It's not cheating. Hey,
it's preparation. and I give you the clap.
I'm not much of a lyric person, as much as I would just sit and listen to music.
Yeah, well, to tell you the truth, Monday and Tuesday, I listened to the album twice.
Jesus.
It's not a long album. It's
No, it's only 35 minutes.
Yeah, it's no,
Yeah, but when you put that extra fucking credit shit on me.
Well, no, and then Wednesday, I re-listened to it while reading the lyrics
Yeah.
to go along
Yeah,
with it.
this is actually one that I'm gonna be searching out to own on vinyl. I want this on vinyl somehow.
Nice.
I will find a way.
It's
I'll check out Discogs. I'm sure somebody will sell it.
yeah. Fuck, maybe Haggerty has it. Maybe Hag can hook you up. But dude, this, I mean, Live Undead is such a killer song.
Yes.
And it's another one that starts, it's a slow burn.
Yep.
And that, like, it's just ends up so fucking violent and fast. You know, it's Slayer goodness. Next is my favorite track on the record,
All right.
Behind the Crooked Cross.
Aha!
I fucking love this song. I have loved this song since I heard it.
Yeah.
This has long been my favorite song on this album. Time melts away in this living inferno, trapped by a cause that I once understood. Blind obedience carries me through it all. Conscience, a word I learned to forget.
Yep.
March on through the rivers of red. Souls drift, they fill the air. Forced to fight behind the crooked cross. Oh, God. What a way to start a fucking song. This is a good punching song. This song...
Yeah, they're good for that.
Oh, yeah. Slayer's great for that. This one was Jeff Henneman, 100%.
Yes.
Jeff wrote the lyrics, and Jeff wrote the music to this. This is my second favorite Jeff Henneman song.
Okay.
Number one is Angel of Death.
Another
Yep.
Good, oh, good. That's a
And
good
it has.
song.
They both have to deal with the same genre.
Yeah. Yep.
This is talking about Nazi soldiers.
Yep.
And this is when everyone started saying, "You fucking Nazis."
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he was like, "I just like history." You know?
Yeah. But it's such a fucking amazing song. And, you know, I haven't talked much about the guitar work on this record, but if you're a fan of Slayer, you don't need me to tell you how good Kerry King and Jeff Henneman were.
Yeah.
And when Jeff Henneman had to step away when he got sick, okay, I was a little concerned as to what they were going to do, because Henneman was such an integral part of the songwriting process of Slayer.
Yes.
And is such a fucking great guitar player. But then they bring in Gary Holt from Exodus.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, you done good.
Yeah. He's no slouch.
No, Gary Holt's fucking a killer guitar player. And he held down Jeff's parts, you know, spot on.
Yeah.
This fucking Behind the Crooked Cross, it's Jeff Henneman likes to write things about history.
Yes.
And it's not just, you know, the history, like Nazi history. Henneman was a history buff. And songs like this really show that. But this is just a fucking badass song. It's chef's kiss. Good shit. After this, we have what would be the end of side one on cassette. We're gonna we're gonna kick it old school a little bit, talk about the track listing on cassette.
Yeah.
Did you hear what Metallica's doing?
No.
They're releasing what's that new album? 75?
Yes.
72 seasons.
72 on cassette.
Yep.
Nice.
See-through yellow cassette.
Hey, whatever. Because Lars needs more money.
Yeah, they're gonna come out with a Metallica tape player next.
Yeah, they will. What? Hey, if Kiss can have caskets, Metallica can have cassette decks. Next is another song about with a militaristic meaning to it. Mandatory suicide. This is Tom Aray's lyrics behind in front of Jeff Henneman and Kerry King's music. The only guy who does not get a writing credit anywhere on this album is Dave Lombardo.
Really?
Yeah, Lombardo has 0 writing credits on this record.
Huh.
And Lombardo, I'm fortunate enough that I got to see Slayer with Dave Lombardo
Uh-huh.
and with Jeff Henneman,
Yeah.
and I also got to see them with Paul Bostaff and with Gary Holt.
Wow.
I've seen there's one band that I've seen more times live than I've seen Slayer, and that's Mushroomhead.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen Slayer, I think, 9 times.
Holy shit.
And they never fucking disappoint.
Yeah.
Killer fucking band. Mandatory Suicide. Do you have this up in front of you?
Yes, I do.
Well, give me the first lyric.
Murder
At your every footstep, a child's toy, sudden death. I got it.
Yep.
Sniper blazes you through your knees, falling down. Can you feel the heat burn?
Yep.
It's the end of it. The end of it tells mandatory suicide, massacre on the front lines. There's a spoken part in here.
Yeah.
I don't remember it
That's
all.
at the very end.
And
Yeah, I can read it
and
if
it's
you
weird
want.
because I don't like spoken word stuff in music.
Yeah.
And then that's one of the things I hated about the One Poison song.
Yeah.
I did not care in this one. I just was listening along and I was, this is just such a great listen.
Yeah, that's him describing how he's dying.
Yeah, lying, dying,
Yeah.
screaming in pain, begging, pleading, bullets drop like rain, shit like that. You're talking about radical amputation. This is insane. Blood's cheap. It's everywhere. Just all kinds of fucking. The imagery that Tom Araya puts into his lyrics is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And he writes some of the most gory, violent lyrics
Yeah.
that you will ever read, and it's from a fucking Catholic. And this was like, this album was really when Slayer kind of broke, and they could tour properly now, and they didn't go back to their day jobs when they went on tour. Because Tom Araya, up until Hell Awaits, was a respiratory
I
therapist.
remember you saying something like that. Yeah.
Yep, he was a respiratory therapist. And they toured their first couple of tours, like just in California and the West Coast. The first couple of tours were done in Tom's Camaro and another car.
No shit.
Yep. And then they graduated to a van for They graduated to a van for Hell Awaits, or for Raining Blood. For Rain and Blood, they graduated to a van, and then they finally got to tour properly, like Hell Awaits, South of Heaven era.
Yeah.
And this was like off to the races for Slayer, and it's fucking love it. It's so good.
What did Kerry King do for this?
Carrie,
Yeah.
I don't know what. Well, Carrie was almost a
he-
member of Megadeth.
He seems like the type that, honestly, it's not the type that work in a metal shop.
No, yeah. Well,
With that shit he made for his arm.
yeah, he might have done something like that. I know he breeds snakes now.
No.
He's been breeding snakes for quite a long time, but he's putting another band together.
No.
Really?
Yeah.
What the hell was the one thing I read that after the first album, he was gonna go do something with another band, and the manager or producer came up to him and says, that's really not a good thing to do right now." Kind of talked him out of going into this other side project.
Yeah. Well, he almost joined Megadeth at one point.
Jeez.
Yeah, and I know Kerry King is
Actually, I think he did join Megadeth. I think he actually played a show or something with Megadeth.
Kerry King has done a few weird side projects you wouldn't think Kerry King would do.
Or
Well-
maybe it was Hanneman. I'm sorry. I might have been getting them confused.
It could be.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're not wrong, Bill. Kerry King has done some side projects you would not think are Kerry King. The biggest one that comes to my mind is the License to Ill album by the Beastie Boys.
Yep.
No shit.
All of the guitar work on that is Kerry King.
Wow.
Yep. It's like, yeah.
Rick Rubin produced the Beastie Boys record.
So you had the connection.
Yep. We need a guitar player. I got a guy. And they bring in KFK.
Yeah.
If you go back and you watch the Fight for Your Right to Party video, Slayer is in that video.
Now I got to watch this video.
Yeah, Slayer's in that video. At least Carrie is.
Yeah, when he had hair and
Yeah, when he had hair. I tell you what, I got the opportunity to meet Kerry King at a Mayhem festival.
Oh, yeah?
a few years ago. Super cool guy.
Yeah.
I mean, intimidating as fuck to look at.
Yeah.
But he's just a chilled out, cool as fuck guy.
well, he puts that vibe out too. I mean, every time he does an interview, it's almost like they're bothering him with the interview.
Yeah.
It's like, but you signed up for this. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah. But I mean, fucking Kerry King is, he's one of my favorite guitar players.
Mm-hmm.
I like to talk about like my favorite bass players. Tom Araya is a very underrated bass player,
Definitely.
and for the reason I think that Araya is so underrated is his bass parts are really buried in the mix.
oh yeah, you don't hear a lot of bass at all.
You
Right.
are correct.
And one instrument I regret, I will regret this forever. One instrument I regret getting rid of was my TA 500 signature ESP bass. I had the first edition Tom Araya signature bass, and I got rid of it. The only fret markers on it, okay? You see how I got, like the Jackson has the shark fin inlays.
Yes.
And the BC Rich has the diamonds. The only two inlays on this fucking fretboard was 2 pentagrams at the 12th fret and TA 500 at the 24th fret.
Huh.
Yeah, I miss that bass. I mean, it's not my Rick, but all right. Let's move on to side 2. Ghosts of War.
Another good song.
Go ahead.
This is my second favorite one on the album. I love this song.
Yeah, this is the first time we get Kerry King's lyrics on this album.
Oh, he wrote this.
Yes, Kerry wrote the lyrics to this, and Jeff and Kerry wrote the music. Ghosts of War is such a fucking badass song.
And it starts off so unassuming.
Yeah, it's got that lo-fi.
Yeah, lo-fi feel to it. And then I had to listen to it I'm like, wait a minute, I don't remember.
The first time I listened, I'm like, is my tape fucked up?
and then it's like, and then it just punches you.
Yeah.
It just like I love this.
And it's a good example of Dave Lombardo's rapid fire drumming too. That guy is just ridiculously fast.
Unbelievably fast.
Unbelievably fast. And believe it or not, Paul Bostaff, for my money, Paul Bostaff is a better drummer.
Holy shit.
And I think is faster. If you listen to later Slayer with Bostaff on drums,
yeah.
Ooh, it's fucking. Oh,
Isn't
it's so
Lombardo
good.
with Testament now?
Dave Lombardo, I think, is playing with Testament again. Because Gene Hoglan, he's like the death metal Mike Portnoy. Hoglan has like 85 projects going at any given time, and Testament went out on the Bay Area Strikes Back tour.
Yeah.
And Hoglan had previous commitments, so they brought in Dave Lombardo. He's not Gene Hoglan, but he'll get it done.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there's not many guys who are Gene Hoglan.
Yeah.
Ghosts of War, great fucking tune. You got anything on this one? You got the lyrics in front of you?
Well, no, it's just what more is it about? But just like just thinking of an army of the dead.
Yep.
Coming and freaking going after people, and they just what's the one memory? They can't remember anything but killing.
Right.
Memories can't ignore anguish of before, satisfy the scorn, and rise ghosts of war.
There you go.
Sums it up.
It's
And again, they start off with the second side of the album, cassette or whatever, with just a hell of a song.
yeah. Just good shit. Next we have Read Between the Lies.
Oh,
Go ahead.
yeah, this is another good one. But was this around the time Jimmy Tammy Faye Baker?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, the televangelists were
Yep.
a big thing at this time. You had Jim Baker and Tammy Faye Baker and Oral Roberts and all these fucking fake-ass TV preachers.
Yes.
They come on and...
Swaggart.
Jimmy Swaggart.
Oh.
Well, Jimmy Swaggart is who Miracle Man was about by Ozzy.
Yeah.
And then you have...
Oh, I never knew that.
Oh, yeah. Miracle Man got busted. But this is like a whole an indictment of all of the TV
Yeah.
preachers.
Yeah.
And this was written, the lyrics were written by Tom and Carrie. Once again, Tom is a devout Catholic.
Yes.
And Carrie is a fucking atheist. So you've got that dichotomy working together to write this song.
Yeah.
You know, it's about how these preachers fucking pervert the Bible. You know, and use their platform to basically line their pockets.
Yeah, and
Yes.
it's like, and you know what? It's freaking timeless because you still got people like Joel Osteen.
Yeah, I
doing
was
it.
gonna say. That's
It's like
yes.
no one ever fucking learns.
No, dude, there is a fucking televangelist out there whose name is Creflo Dollar.
Oh yeah.
Oh Lord.
Yes.
Yeah, and he's the one that basically, he needs all the limos and all the.
Yes, because if I'm doing well, that means God is doing well. That means you're going to do well.
Yeah. Then
Is this that tiny fucking dude? With
I-
the weird.
I think he was tiny.
No.
Just had a weird looking face. I think.
No, his name
think
is...
it was-
There's two big ones out
You
there
know
right
Benny
now.
Hinn?
Oh, Benny Hinn. He's another fucking scammer.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like, and one goes away, another one will come in.
Yeah.
It's like, man.
And people still are blind to this.
You know, and it really saddens me because I'm not a religious person, okay? I'm not a religious person, and I've said many times, I've tried. I've tried to have that level of blind faith. I can't do it. And I have the utmost respect for anybody that can do that. I honestly respect it. And the only thing I ever ask of anyone is don't force it on anyone.
You are correct.
You know? And it's that level of faith is really something to admire because it takes a lot to do that. You know, to have that, yeah, I can't explain it.
Yeah,
I can't-
having the faith is good. But it's like I said, it's the ones at the top that pervert that.
Yes.
Yes.
And use it to their advantage.
See, religion, if you boil it down, religion is a beautiful thing. It is your relationship, your personal relationship with your God. That's what religion is. The problem comes when humans get involved and they pervert religion. Because humans are inherently two things: violent and greedy.
Yes.
And that's why you have songs like Read Between the Lines and
Yep.
they're lies and they're fucking true.
Didn't Iron Maiden had a song like that too?
Yeah. Yes, they do.
What the hell was the one with the? It's on the album where he's come breaking out of the coffin. Fuck, the one with Tail Gunner on it.
Holy smoke.
Holy
Oh,
smoke.
that's
yep.
the song.
Holy
Yes.
smoke. Plenty of bad preachers for the devil to stoke.
Great fucking album.
What the fuck was the name of that album?
No Prayer for the Dying.
That's it.
Yep.
That's one of my favorite Maiden albums.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Feet him in feet first. This is no joke. This is thirsty work making holy smoke.
Yeah.
Yep.
I fucking love that song.
In fact, he even calls out fucking
yeah.
Jim Baker,
He
Jimmy
does.
Jimmy the Reptile, and all his friends. So
Yep.
they're going to be with you at the end. Oh God. Next, Cleanse the Soul. Another fucking banger. This one's Tom Araya and Kerry King writing the lyrics. Jeff Henneman writing the music. Fucking killer
I
song.
can't believe Araya wrote this one.
Yeah.
I mean, it's about a fucking sacrifice.
Yeah. Well, this is probably more Kerry
Yeah.
than Tom.
Yeah.
This is probably more Kerry than Tom. But Tom Araya did have a hand in writing this. And like you said, it's about a fucking sacrifice.
Plus, they're all about the imagery. I mean, they have to.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. An album called Hell Awaits.
I'm thinking. I mean, here you are. Your teenage years. You come home with an album that looks like this. Your parents see the cover. What the fuck? But he's a Catholic. Come on.
Dude, they later released a record called God Hates Us All.
I know.
Which is a fucking great record, by the way. Oh, God.
That's one with all the upside down crosses on it, correct?
I
Yes.
didn't think there were crosses. I thought
It was just there.
it was a circle of crosses, wasn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that was it.
And you know an underrated album we should talk about one day?
What?
Diablos in Musica.
Okay.
What's that?
It's a Slayer record.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
One
Yeah.
of the later ones.
Yeah, it was one of the later ones. I think that was after Lombardo left the second time. Or no, after
It might
Lombardo
be.
left. No, because he left the second time on around God Hates Us All.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. Next we have a cover.
Yes. Good cover.
A great cover. Poison should take notes. This is how you do a cover.
I don't think Poison's covers were all that bad.
They were
You were
terrible.
the only one.
Not the only one.
You know,
At this table, yes, you were.
speaking
Well, at this table,
speaking of that, Rhonda was texting me in real time or Facebook messaging me in real time as she's listening to the episode.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it was great. It was great. And like literally right after I freaking dropped it too. Right after I
Wow.
dropped it, she listened to it and she's live texting me as she's talking about
And,
it.
I'm sure I, the man of the people, voice of the people, had the best take ever.
No. She
What-
said,
what
but,
you mean,
But
no?
she did say that we could still be friends.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Oh, I'm kind of bummed out. She ran off today.
How'd
She
we do, though?
Well, said we did good.
Oh, there we go. That's all that matters.
We dropped. Well, she dropped off my hoagies I bought from Katie
Mm-hmm.
today. Her daughter was selling hoagies for softball,
Mm-hmm.
so I bought 4 hoagies, and I didn't know what time Rhonda was coming by with them, so I made dinner anyway instead
Yeah.
of eating a fucking
Yeah.
hoagie. But anyway, thanks for dropping the hoagies off, Rhonda. I appreciate it.
Soggy
Oh,
hoagies tomorrow.
No, the way they do these hoagies, they put the fixins separate.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Like a McDLT.
Yeah.
I think the company's called R&K.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So I got 2 Italians and 2 turkeys up there. And I got 2 turkeys here. But anyway,
Whoa.
Whoa.
moving on.
He doesn't waste the time to insult. He doesn't.
No, it just comes to me. We have Dissonant Aggressor, which is a Judas Priest song
Correct.
off of Sin After Sin, I believe.
I'm not sure what job. Yeah.
I'm
They
not
they
sure
they did
either.
it justice. I'll tell you.
Oh
that.
yeah. Except Tom Araya can't hit those screams, so Carrie or
Yeah.
Carrie or Jeff hit the note on guitar.
Yeah.
Because it's Halford,
Yeah.
and Carrie does Tom does those fucking pained screams, like in Live Undead.
Yes.
How much can I take of the pain? The pain! And he hits that fucking scream.
Yeah.
He does those pain screams super well. But to do the sustained thing like Alfred does,
It ain't gonna happen.
that's a little more. That's a little.
There's
little
probably a few takes where he tried,
there might be.
and he just said nope.
Yeah. Ruben was like, "Yeah, Tom, that's not very good. I think we should try something different there."
Is that how he talks?
Yeah, he's very soft-spoken cat.
Oh wow, I didn't expect him to be that.
He's very soft. Rick Rubin's a pretty soft-spoken cat. And here's a little interesting aside about Rick Rubin. You guys know I'm a huge fan of Jim Cornette. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yes.
Back in the day, Jim Cornette owned a promotion called Smoky Mountain Wrestling.
Okay.
You know who the money man behind Smoky Mountain Wrestling was?
Come on.
Fucking Rick Rubin.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Rick Rubin was the bank initially helped to bankroll Smoky
Yeah.
Mountain Wrestling
Yeah.
because Rick Rubin is a huge wrestling fan, and his 2 favorite guys that he met, he went to an NWA show, not the rap group NWA,
Right.
the National Wrestling Alliance before it became WCW. He went to an NWA wrestling show at the Omni in Atlanta, and there was 2 people he wanted to meet: Ric Flair and Jim Cornette.
Oh boy.
So when Cornette was putting together this thing called for Smoky Mountain Wrestling, a mutual friend put him back in contact with Rick Rubin, and Rubin helped to bankroll the promotion.
Holy shit.
Yep.
Damn.
But now, yeah, Dissident Aggressor. If you're gonna do Priest, do it well, and they did it.
Yes, they did.
Yep.
I Like Slayer did a full album of covers later on, Undisputed Attitude. Mm-hmm. A lot of punk stuff on it. But like Slayer did justice to this. And like the twin guitar thing, Priest was really one of the pioneers of that with KK Downing and Glenn Tipton.
Yeah.
And Slayer takes it to a different level.
Yes, they do.
Slayer takes it to a different level. But they, I love Dissident Aggressor. I love Priest's version. I love Slayer's version equally. And then we have the final song on the album, Spill the Blood.
Love this song.
This is 100% Jeff Henneman.
All right.
I agree with you. Spill the Blood is such a great song.
Yeah.
Come walk with me through endless time.
It's like the devil tempting somebody.
This is
That's exactly what
and
it
then
is.
at the end, you spilt the blood. Your soul is mine.
Yep.
This is one of my friend Rob's favorite song.
It's a
That's one of the things. He liked Spill the Blood, and I like South of Heaven, and we just argued about that.
Yeah, you spilt the blood. I have your soul. That's how it ends.
Yep.
But and he screams it though too at the end.
Yeah, this. You're right. This is a song about Satan tempting somebody.
Yep.
And my God, did Jeff Henneman have a way with words?
Yeah, I'll show you sights that you would not believe. Experience pleasures, thought obtained. Yeah.
See, Satan could tempt me with a sandwich, and I'd be on board with that. I mean, honestly,
I know.
it's
But
like, well, I don't have a bad threshold, really. It's like he catches me at a good day, and he gives me a good Rachel sandwich. I'm in.
Oh,
I'm in. Here's my soul.
I didn't sell my soul sell my soul, but the devil and I did work out a nice rent-to-own agreement.
The devil's like, listen, I don't need your soul. I'll get you eventually. All right, just
Dude, people have told me multiple times, you're going to hell. I said, no, I'm driving the bus.
Get in.
That's right. Buckle up, Buttercup. But top to bottom, there's no fucking dead wood on this record.
Absolutely not.
Nope.
No dead wood on this album whatsoever. Dennis, I applaud you.
Yes, it has become. This has become once again, like I said, back to that 1989, 90 that I listened to this probably the first time, and I'm back. That's why I want this on actual vinyl.
I don't
like-
disagree.
It's like there's very few albums. That's why it took me so long to come up with more for the damn bucket.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is like, Jesus Christ, this is what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Something with no filler.
And this is no filler.
No.
There's no filler on this record. It's the total length is 36 minutes and 54 seconds. And there's not a second of wasted fucking space. This is probably number 2 in my Slayer pantheon.
You know what? I'm actually wondering now because I always like Rain and Blood.
Right.
And Seasons in the Abyss, like the number one song. I want that played at my funeral. Love that song. But goddamn, if this one ain't bumping it out real fucking quick.
You see, my number 1, and depending on the day, it'll swap with South of Heaven. But my number 1 is probably Seasons in the Abyss. I fucking love that record. I mean, dude, when you start a record with a song like fucking War Ensemble,
Oh,
Yes.
God.
I absolutely love that album. But this is up there. And Dennis, kudos, my friend, kudos.
Yep.